everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast, where we help you improve your English through real conversations and fun topics. I'm your host, Jason.
And I'm Julia, your co-host. We're so excited you're here with us today. We've got a really interesting and maybe even a little controversial topic to talk about.
Oh yes, today's question is, one many learners are asking now, who teaches English better, ChatGPT or a real human teacher?
It sounds like a big question, right? With AI like ChatGPT becoming more popular, many English learners are using it every day. But is it better than a real teacher, or can it replace a teacher?
Or maybe it's not about better. Maybe they're just different. In this episode, we'll compare both how a human teacher teaches, how ChatGPT teaches, and what's best for you, the learner.
We'll even do a fun role play later to show you the difference between learning with ChatGPT and learning with a real teacher.
So if you've ever wondered whether you should stick with classes, try learning with AI, or maybe use both, this episode is for you.
And don't worry, we'll keep it simple, clear, and full of practical tips. So grab a notebook or just relax and listen.
Let's jump in and explore what makes a great English teacher human or AI. So, Julia, before we compare ChatGPT and AI tools, let's talk about human teachers first. In your opinion, what makes a great English teacher?
Great question, Jason. I think a great English teacher is not just someone who knows grammar rules. It's someone who can explain things clearly, correct you gently, and really connect with the student.
Absolutely. I've had teachers who made me feel excited to learn, not afraid to make mistakes. That emotional support, that encouragement, it makes a huge difference.
Right. And great teachers often understand their students' needs. For example, if a student is shy, they might ask more yes/no questions to make the student comfortable.
Yeah, or they might use games or role play to make the class more fun and interactive.
Also, great teachers are flexible. If you don't understand something, they try a different way. Maybe they draw, act it out, or give simple examples. That kind of creativity is powerful.
And don't forget real-time feedback. A teacher can immediately correct your pronunciation, your sentence structure, or even give you a cultural tip like, hey, in real life, people say it this way.
Exactly. And many teachers bring real-world experience. Maybe they lived in an English-speaking country, or they know common slang, idioms, or how people really talk in daily life.
So it's not just about the textbook. It's about experience, emotion, encouragement, and human connection.
Well said. A good teacher makes you feel confident. A great teacher makes you feel like you can do anything, even if English seems hard at first.
So now that we've painted a good picture of what human teachers can offer, let's take a look at how ChatGPT teaches English. Is it the same? Is it better? Or just different?
Let's find out.
All right, so we've talked about what makes a great human teacher. Now, let's talk about the other side. ChatGPT. Julia, how would you explain what ChatGPT is to someone who has never used it?
Good question. ChatGPT is an AI chatbot. It's like a smart robot you can chat with by typing. You ask it questions, and it gives you answers in natural English. Many people use it to learn grammar, improve vocabulary, or even practice conversations.
Right, and it's available 24/7. You don't need to book a lesson or wait for class. You just open the app or website and start chatting like texting a very smart English buddy.
Exactly. You can ask it things like, "What's the difference between say and tell? Can you correct my sentence? Can you help me write an email in English?" And ChatGPT will answer in seconds.
What's cool is that it can adjust to your level. If you say, I'm a beginner, it will use simpler words. If you're more advanced, it gives more detail.
Also, it's super patient. You can ask the same question 5 times and it won't get annoyed.
Haha. Yes. And for people who feel nervous speaking to real teachers, ChatGPT feels safe. There's no pressure. You can make mistakes, and no one's judging you.
Plus, it gives examples. If you say, "Can you give me 5 sentences using present perfect?" it will give them immediately and even explain why.
And one more thing, it's not just about grammar. You can have full conversations. You can say, let's talk about food, or pretend you're a waiter and it plays along. That's great speaking practice.
So true. It's like having your own personal English assistant in your pocket.
But is it the same as learning with a real teacher? Can it feel human enough? That's what we're going to explore next. And we've prepared a fun little role play to compare the two.
Yes, let's show our listeners how learning looks with a teacher and with ChatGPT. This will be fun.
All right, Julia, it's time for a little fun. We're going to do a short role play to show what it's like to learn English with a human teacher. And then with ChatGPT.
Yes, so I'll play the English learner named Ali, and you'll be the teacher in the first scene. Then in the second scene, I'll talk to ChatGPT. Ready?
Let's do it! Scene 1. Ali with a human English teacher.
Hi, teacher. I want to ask, what is the difference between say and tell? I always get confused.
Great question, Ali. Both say and tell are used to report speech, but they work a bit differently. We usually use say without a person. She said she was tired. And we use tell when we say who we are talking to. She told me she was tired.
Oh, so say is more general and tell is more direct to a person?
Exactly. Would you like to try making a few sentences?
Okay, he said he loves pizza, and she told me to come early.
Perfect. You got it. Keep practicing with different subjects, and soon it will feel natural.
Thank you, teacher. That really helped.
Nice! That was the human teacher experience clear explanation, examples, and encouragement.
Now let's switch to ChatGPT. Same question, but now Ali is chatting with ChatGPT. I'll be both characters here. Scene 2. Ali talking to ChatGPT. Hi, ChatGPT. What's the difference between say and tell? Hi! Great question. Say is used when you don't mention who you are speaking to. She said she was hungry. Tell is used when you say who you are speaking to. She told me she was hungry. Let me know if you want more examples or practice. Can you give me 5 examples of each? Sure. Examples of say, he said he was late. They said it was a great movie. I said I would help. She said she liked music. John said he was tired. Examples of tell, he told me the story. I told her the truth. She told us to wait. They told me a secret. You told him everything. Would you like to make your own sentences? Yes, here's one. He said he was tired, and she told me to call her. Well done! Both sentences are correct. Keep practicing and feel free to ask me anything anytime.
Wow! That was a really good comparison. Both gave helpful answers, right?
Yes, but the feeling is different. The human teacher gives emotion, tone, and can see your confusion. ChatGPT gives quick, clear info and tons of examples.
So both are useful, depending on what you need: speed and examples, or human connection and live feedback.
Exactly, and now let's go deeper into what ChatGPT does really well. Ready?
Let's go! So Julia, after that fun role play, I think it's clear ChatGPT has some pretty cool strengths. Let's talk about the advantages of learning English with ChatGPT.
Yes. First of all, ChatGPT is always available. You don't need to wait for class or schedule a lesson. You can practice English anytime, even in the middle of the night.
That's so true. Some learners live in places where good English teachers are hard to find, but ChatGPT is right there on your phone or laptop, ready to help you 24/7.
Another big advantage, no fear of judgment. Some learners feel shy or nervous when speaking in front of a teacher or classmates. But with ChatGPT, there's no pressure. You can ask questions again and again without feeling embarrassed.
Exactly. You can say, explain this grammar rule again, or can you make it even simpler? And ChatGPT never gets tired or annoyed.
Also, it's great for getting quick examples. You can ask, give me 10 sentences using past tense. Can you write a short dialogue about ordering food? And it gives you answers instantly.
And let's not forget personalization. You can say, I'm a beginner, or I want to learn British English, or I want to practice business English, and it adapts to you.
It's like a flexible English tutor that listens to your learning style. You can also ask it to quiz you, explain idioms, translate words, or even correct your writing.
And here's something people love: it's free or very low cost. Private English lessons can be expensive, but ChatGPT gives you high-quality help without the big price tag.
Totally. So if you're learning on a budget or just starting out, ChatGPT can be a great way to build your skills quickly.
But as helpful as ChatGPT is, it also has some limits. That's where human teachers still shine.
Yes, and we'll talk about that next, the real benefits of learning with a human teacher.
Stick around. So, Julia, we just talked about how ChatGPT is flexible, fast, and always available. But now let's turn the spotlight back to human teachers. What are the advantages of learning with a real person?
Well, one of the biggest ones is human connection. A teacher can look at your face, hear your voice, and understand when you're confused even if you don't say it.
Yes, that emotional connection is powerful. A good teacher can encourage you when you're frustrated or cheer you on when you succeed. It feels personal.
And human teachers can adapt in real time. Let's say you don't understand a word, a teacher might draw it, act it out, or give a real-life example to help you understand it better.
Right? Plus, they can correct your pronunciation live. With ChatGPT, it's all text. But a teacher can hear your accent and help you say words more clearly. That's a big deal.
Also, human teachers often bring cultural knowledge. They can teach you things like tone, body language, or what's polite or rude in different English-speaking countries.
Good point. Sometimes language isn't just about grammar, it's about how and when to use certain words, especially in social situations. That's where teachers really help.
Another great thing, motivation and accountability. A teacher checks your homework, gives you goals, and keeps you on track. You feel responsible, which pushes you to try harder.
Exactly. Some learners say, if I'm studying alone, I give up easily. But if I know my teacher is waiting, I don't skip.
And teachers also create interactive activities, role plays, games, group discussions. These are hard to experience with AI.
Plus, teachers can see your progress over time. They remember your mistakes and help you grow step by step.
So, even though AI is fast and convenient, the human touch still matters, especially when you want deep understanding, emotional support, and personalized feedback.
Couldn't agree more. But now the big question is, do we have to choose just one?
Let's talk about that next. Maybe there's a way to use both and get the best of both worlds.
So far, we've seen the strengths of both ChatGPT and human teachers. But Julia, let's clear up a few myths, because there's a lot of confusion out there.
Yes, so true. Let's start with myth 1. ChatGPT can replace teachers completely. No, not really. ChatGPT is powerful, but it can't do everything a teacher can, like read emotions, guide your motivation, or help with speaking in real time.
Exactly. And here's myth 2. If I have a teacher, I don't need AI tools. Actually, AI and teachers can work together. Many great learners use both. ChatGPT can help with quick questions, while your teacher helps with depth, feedback, and practice.
Myth 3. ChatGPT always gives perfect answers. Nope. Sometimes it can make small mistakes or give answers that don't fit your level or your question. That's why you still need to think critically and, if possible, ask your teacher to confirm.
Great point. And finally, myth 4. Only real teachers can help with speaking practice. Actually, ChatGPT can help you create role plays, practice dialogues, and even give feedback on writing. But yes, for pronunciation and real-life speaking, teachers are still the best.
So don't believe the hype or the fear. ChatGPT is not your enemy. It's just another tool, and how you use it makes all the difference.
Well said. And coming up next, we'll talk about how learners can actually combine both ChatGPT and teachers for the best learning experience. So now that we've talked about the strengths of both ChatGPT and human teachers, the big question is, can they work together?
I say absolutely, yes. In fact, combining them might be the smartest way to learn English today.
Let's break it down. Imagine you go to an English class twice a week. That's great for real interaction, feedback, and guidance. But in between classes, you want to practice more, right?
Exactly. That's where ChatGPT comes in. You can use it to review vocabulary, ask grammar questions, or practice short conversations anytime you want, even at night or during lunch breaks.
It's like having a study buddy in your pocket. And the best part? It's always ready to help, no appointments needed.
And teachers can even recommend how students use ChatGPT. For example, use ChatGPT to practice writing your diary every day. Use it to learn new idioms or role play before your next class. It becomes a learning assistant, not a replacement.
That's such a great way to think about it, as a tool that supports your learning journey.
Yes, and for people who don't have access to a teacher, ChatGPT can help them start learning on their own, and maybe later they'll join a class or get a tutor too.
So in short, it's not about choosing one over the other. It's about using both wisely human guidance plus smart technology.
That's the future of learning: flexible, personal, and powerful.
Coming up next, we'll give some simple tips on how you, the listener, can create your own learning routine using both. Shall we continue to the next part? All right, so if you're listening and thinking, okay, I want to use both ChatGPT and a teacher, but how do I actually do that? Don't worry, we've got some easy tips for you.
Tip number 1, use ChatGPT for daily practice. Even just 10 to 15 minutes a day can help. You can ask ChatGPT to quiz you on vocabulary practice, writing short paragraphs, do grammar exercises, or have a simple conversation like, "Let's talk about travel."
Tip number 2, prepare for your teacher lessons with ChatGPT. Before your next class, you can warm up by reviewing grammar points, writing a few questions, or practicing a topic like ordering food in a restaurant.
Yes, that makes your class more productive because you come in with some ideas and confidence.
Tip number 3, after class, use ChatGPT to review. If your teacher gave you feedback or new phrases, you can ask ChatGPT to help you practice them again in different sentences or situations.
Tip number 4, build your own learning routine. For example, Monday, 30 minutes with ChatGPT, grammar plus conversation. Tuesday, English class with a teacher. Wednesday, vocabulary quiz with ChatGPT. Thursday, write a short story and ask ChatGPT to check it. Friday, class again or speaking practice with a friend.
The key is balance. Let your teacher guide the path, and let ChatGPT support you every step of the way.
You'll move faster, feel more confident, and enjoy learning more.
Coming up next, it's time to answer the big question. Who wins the battle? ChatGPT or teacher? All right, Julia. After everything we've talked about today, what do you think who wins the battle? ChatGPT or a human teacher?
You know, Jason, honestly, I don't think there's a clear winner. Both have unique strengths, and the best choice really depends on the learner's needs and situation.
Exactly. If someone needs emotional support, motivation, and live feedback, a human teacher is unbeatable.
But if you want quick answers, constant availability, and extra practice, anytime ChatGPT is amazing.
Plus, for learners on a budget or in remote places, ChatGPT opens doors that might otherwise stay closed.
The smartest learners will use both. They'll get the personal touch from teachers and the endless practice from AI.
At the end of the day, the best teacher is the one who helps you keep learning and feeling confident.
That's right. So don't stress about choosing sides. Focus on what works for your style and your goals.
Thanks for listening to our English Learning Podcast. We hope this episode helped you understand the strengths of ChatGPT and teachers.
Don't forget to try both, experiment, and enjoy your English learning journey.
Thanks for joining us today on the English Learning Podcast. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into ChatGPT versus human teachers.
We'd love to hear from you. What do you think? Do you prefer learning with a teacher, ChatGPT, or maybe a mix of both? Share your thoughts in the comments or send us a message.
And if you found this episode helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends who are learning English too.
Remember, the most important thing is to keep practicing every day, no matter which method you choose.
We'll be back soon with more fun and useful English learning tips. Until then, keep speaking, keep learning, and stay confident.
Bye for now, and thanks again for listening.
See you next time.